Say you saved up $1,500 and you're looking to build you a 1440p gaming computer here in 2022. What kind of parts should you put into this build to get the best performance for the dollar? That's what today's video is all about. We're going to be going through PC Part Picker. I'm going to put together a parts list of what I would recommend you buy for your $1,500 to get you the best performance of 1440p gaming. There will be timestamps in the description below. Certain part of the video they jump to, you're more than welcome to do so. Some other links down that may interest you. Don't forget to do all that fun YouTube stuff on your way down that description box. Without wasting a lot of your time, let's flip you over here and we'll go down through and see what I'd recommend for this kind of build. Here we are on PC Part Picker. You can tell by looking down here at the bottom, we are under the $1,500 price point. We are sitting at $1,479.88. I think this would be a pretty good rounded build for 1440p. I was going to go for a white build, but I couldn't get the video card in white to be able to fit inside this price point. But most of the parts are white. It is mainly a white build. So let's flip over here and we'll run down through the components here to make up this system. To start out with, we have the Intel i5 12400F. This is a 6-core 12-thread processor. I think this would be plenty for 1440p gaming. I think it'll go well with the GPU that I have chosen for this build. I don't think you really need much more than this at 1440p. I think this will hold up fine. To be able to keep that cool at this kind of price point, I believe you need to go a little bit better than the stock heatsink. So I put in the Vitro V5. It is a white version of it. As far as this goes, you may need to contact Vitro to get the mounting bracket for the LG A1700. For the motherboard, I went with the ASRock V660 Steel Legend. This is a DDR4 memory motherboard. I went with DDR4 to save a little bit of money because there ain't much benefit with going with DDR5. And still yet today, DDR5 is pretty expensive. So I did go with the DDR4 motherboard to be able to save a little bit of money instead of going with DDR5. It does have a lot of white accents on it that goes with the white build. It does have some RGB on it, so it looks pretty good. And it's got everything that you basically need to build a gaming computer for today. The VRMs is a little less than what I'd like to see, but with that 12400F, you ain't gonna be doing no overclocking. I think this will be a pretty good stable board for you in this build. And for the RAM, we did stick with ARGB RAM here. I went with the Oli DDR4 RAM, 32 gigs. It is a 33,000 megahertz kit at Castlake 16. 3000 may sound a little low on the speeds, but Intel ain't quite as picky as what AMD is with the RAM speed, so I think that 3000 megahertz kit would do just fine for you. For storage, I got the XPG Gimmicks S50 Lite series, 1 terabyte, Gen 4 x4 M.2 NVMe drive, and the 1 terabyte capacity of this hard drive will be plenty for your operating system and a lot of games to be downloaded on. That way you can keep everything on one disk. Makes it a little bit easier on you. For the case, we got the Lee & Lee Landcool 215 white case. It comes with two decent ARGB fans in the front. It does have all mesh in the front. And shows you we have got a little bit of room in the budget. So you could always replace that back fan if you like to with another white ARGB, just to kind of keep with the ARGB theme if you want to. You do have the room in the budget to be able to do so. But it does have the full basement shroud to cover up the black PSU. And it comes with pretty good reviews. So I don't think you can go wrong with this case. To power the whole system, we have the EVGA Supernova 650 GA 80 plus gold 650 watt fully modular power supply. The GPU we picked for today's build, it does recommend at least a 650 watt power supply, and I did want to at least go with a gold rating on the 80 plus tier. So this is what we went with. It fit inside the budget. Some of that extra money you got left over in the budget for the 1500, you could actually go with a little bit higher wattage PSU. That way in the future, if you want to upgrade to one of the newer GPUs later on down the road, you've already got the PSU that can handle it. But this will be plenty for the build with the way it's built for today. And this one does come with a 10-year warranty, which makes it nice. And what everybody's been waiting for, I went with the Sapphire Plus AMD Radeon RX 6800, the GPU in today's build. This is a great card, 1440p gaming on a lot of the titles. Even some of the AAA titles, you can get some pretty good performance out of the 6800 at 1440p. This is what this card is aimed at. Sapphire, in my experience, does make pretty good graphics cards. It is out of stock right now on Newegg, but they do have an $80 off promotional code to save you some money if you're looking to buy one fairly soon if it comes back in stock. But you can get this on Amazon for the same price of $749.99. So to run down through the prices, we have the Intel i5 12400F for $170. We have the Vitro V5 CPU cooler for $34.99. We have the ASRock B660 Steel Legend motherboard for $159.99. We have the Oli Warhawk RGB RAM, 32 gigs of it for $109.99. We have the 1TB NVMe solid state drive for $94.99. We have the Sapphire Radeon RX 6800 for $749.99. We got the Lian Li Landcool 250 white for $99.99. And the power supply is the EVGA Supernova GA 650 watt 80 plus gold certified for $59.99 through EVGA. Like I showed you, that brings the total up to $1479.88. I tried to fit a white GPU into this build to make it an all white build, but I couldn't do it and keep it within the price range. I do have a little bit of a leftover on the budget. If you, like I said, if you want to add an extra white ARGB fan in the back of the case, take out that stock fan. Just give you a little bit more of a bling to the back of the case. Or you could add some custom cables to it. You know, if you want to go with a white cable kit or something like that, that'd be a nice upgrade for this system. I think that's a pretty well-rounded build. Let me know in the comments section below what you think about this build I put together. If you had $1,500 wanting a 1440p gaming experience, what would you change? There's some links in the description below that may interest you. Don't forget the All That Fun YouTube stuff when you way down that description box. You all have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video or live stream.